Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking about accounting or bookkeeping or bookkeeping. What do we mean by accounting? In simple terms, accounting is the process of recording transactions in monetary terms for a specific period of time or for over a period of time. That is what we mean by accounting. So accounting is the process of recording transactions in monetary terms for a period of time. That's bookkeeping or accounting is the process of recording transactions in monetary terms for a period of time. What do we mean by this? It's just record, like for instance, we have a business. Like when we buy, we do record the amount of money we spent to buy the item, and we do record the cash, the amount of money we spent to buy the item, the item we bought, how much it cost us, and when we sell, we record the amount we sold the item for. So it's just recording. Like assuming we put money in the bank, we deposit money in the bank, we record the amount of money we deposited. That is what we mean by accounting. It's just recording transaction in monetary terms, recording the amount of money. So it's the monetary terms. So over a period of time. So it could be 6 years, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be quarterly, every 3 months. So the financial year depends on the company, or it depends on you. So that's what we mean by accounting. And in accounting, we have something called the dual effect. The dual effect. What do we mean by the dual effect? The double entry bookkeeping method stems from the fact that every transaction affects two things. So every transaction, so the dual effect, dual has to do with two, and the effect is the implication of something. So we are saying every transaction affects two things. So every transaction affects two books. In accounting, every transaction affects two books. So it's just that this method, so the fact that every transaction affects two things. So for example, a sole trader pays $6,000 in the business account. So a sole trader, for example, a sole trader pays $6,000 in the business bank account. So it affects two things. So let's list the things. So one, it affects cash, and it affects capital. So it affects two things. It affects cash and it affects capital. So a sole trader pays 6,000 in the business bank account. That's the sole trader, the business owner has put 6,000 in the business bank account. So it has affected cash and capital. Now let us look at the effect. So the effect on cash. So what is the effect on cash? The sole trader has put 6,000, so it means cash will increase. So cash increase by 6,000. And what is the effect on capital? Capital has also increased by 6,000. So let's take this second example. A sole trader pays his rent with cash. So second example, a sole trader sells some a sole trader pays his rent with cash, $100. So now let's look at the dual effect. So let's look at the dual effect. So let's look at the two things this transaction is going to affect. The two things is going to affect, or the two books. So it's going to affect rent expenses. So it's going to affect rent and it's also going to affect cash. So let's look at the effect. How is it going to affect rent? So a sole trader pays his rent with cash, so it's affected rent. Rent is affected and cash is also affected, right? So let's look at the effect. So the rent expense. So the rent expense has increased. Expenses has increased. So expense has increased by $100. And the cash is that a sole trader pays his rent with cash. So the sole trader, the business owner, paid his rent with cash. So the cash in the business will decrease because the business owner has taken money from the cash and has paid the rent. So cash will decrease. So cash decreases by 1,000. That's what we mean. That's what we mean by. That's what we meant by dual effects. It has two effects on two things. It has effect on two things. It affects two things. So, one, it affected the rent expenses, and two, it affected the cash balance. So the rent expense, our expense increased by 100, and our cash also decreased by 100. So I believe you guys at least have some bit of understanding about what we meant by the dual effect, that every transaction affects two things.